Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want to grow a property portfolio, maybe you want to go from one property to 10 properties or maybe more, in this video I'm going to break down how I did that and how you could do that too, and how if I started again I would also do this same strategy in order to grow a property portfolio. Now, this can work in any market. It's all about buying the right property at the right price in the right area. That's very, very important to do. You can't expect to buy a property somewhere where properties don't go up in value. That's very, very important. And you also need to be looking for properties where you can add value to that property. By doing that, you're going to be able to release equity in the future, which I'm going to talk about in this video. And that is what's going to make you wealthy in property. You see, rent is great. I get rent each month from all of my properties, but it isn't really what actually makes me really wealthy. What makes you wealthy is capital appreciation. And so I want to talk about how you can achieve that and more in this video. So before we jump into this, as always, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We're on the way to 26,000 subscribers now, and you can help me get there a little faster. And smash the like button, tickle the like button, do something to the like button. I'll be honest, that helps me with the YouTube algorithm. The more people that hit that button, the more views that we get on the channel. So just take a moment to do that. So I'm going to keep numbers round and easy here. So in order to do this, we're going to start by buying a buy-to-let property. And the first property we're going to buy a property for £100,000. Now, a buy-to-let property, you're going to need to have a 25% deposit, right? So now, if you haven't got that 25% deposit, don't worry, because you could borrow that off friends or family, or there's ways to get that. But I'm not going to cover that in this video, but just understand the principle on growing a property portfolio. So let's just say we bought a property here for £100,000. We would have to put in there a deposit of £25,000. Now, I'm going to keep this easy in this video. So there are additional costs. Understand that you would have to pay stamp duty, you would have to pay legal fees, right? I'm just going to keep the numbers easy just to give you an idea on how it works, but it's not going to be exact maths, right? Sometimes you'll do a refurbishment and it will cost so much. Other places it won't cost so much, right? And so that's important to take on board. Now, this means in this instance, you've got a mortgage for £75,000, which is not bad, right? And so every month that is going to kick out probably around 600. I've got one of these up in Doncaster, 675 in rent. And you might be able to get a mortgage that would be around 300 quid, right? So you're making around 350 profit before estate agent fees and stuff like that. So look, you're not going to be making loads of money here. 300 quid, you're going to need quite a few of these to replace your job, aren't you? So how do we get the next one, right? So I invested in property. I started investing in property in 1999. And I had the belief that what you needed to do was invest in property and then go back to work, save up for your next deposit, right? And that's how you would get rich. And I realized quite quickly that doesn't work, right? That is going to take you a lifetime. You're not going to move very fast. So something called inflation will help you. We talk so much about inflation at the moment, but normally it's not something that's commonly spoken about. But house prices on average double every 10 years, right? That if you look back in the UK data, since 1066, house prices have doubled every 10 years on average, if you buy in the right area, right? So if you buy in Grimsby, that might not happen, but you can buy up north and it does happen, right? So that's important. And maybe in the comments, you can tell me, how much did you buy your first house for? Or maybe how much did your grandparents or your parents buy? If you know that, do comment below. It'd be interesting to see. So in 10 years, this property is now going to be worth £200,000. If we bought in the right area, maybe we can increase the value quicker if we do some refurbishments and stuff like that. Now, we got a 75 grand mortgage on that. and that's on interest only. So we're not actually paying off any of the debt, we just paid the interest, so we still owe £75,000 10 years later. But our property is now worth 200. Now the bank will now lend us 75% of the value of the property still, meaning they will now lend us 150 grand against that property. So that's the new mortgage. We would pay this one back because we have to pay the old one back. And now we've got 75 grand in our bank, which is not bad. We're obviously paying it back through the mortgage. So now we can go shopping. The problem we got is houses are now 200 grand, right? So we can buy one more property over here for 200k. Now, this property for 200k would have a mortgage of 150, and we would have to put a deposit in there of 50. Right, we'd have 25 grand spare. Right, out of our remortgage, we'd have 25 grand spare, and we could use that money maybe to do it up, a new kitchen or new bathroom, to make the value go up faster. The other option is to wait 10 years. In 10 years, now we have two properties, both worth 400k. This one here is worth 400k. We've got mortgages on them of 150, 150. Right, so what we can do here is we can now put a new mortgage on it. We can release some equity. We can get a mortgage on there for 300k now. On this one. Mortgage, 300k over here as well. But we've got to pay these ones back, right? That gives us in the bank over here 150. And the bank over here 150. So effectively we've got 300k. We've still got the 25 grand left over there, but we might have had to fix some boilers or do some stuff with that, right? So now we can go shopping. It's 400 grand to buy a house. We need a 25% deposit. This time we can buy 3 more houses. We've got 300k, 150, 150, right? So we can buy a 400k house over here, a 400k house over here. Some of you that watch a long time on this channel will be pleased I'm on this side of the board. And we got a 400k house over here. Right? Now, we've got a 300k mortgage on that one. 300k mortgage on that one. Mortgage, just going to use M now. 300k over here. Mortgage, and the deposits we put on these are 100k. 100k, 100k. Now, 10 more years, these properties are going to be worth 800k. 800k, 800k, 800k. So we've got 5, right? Well, here's the thing. What you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to put a 600 grand mortgage on all of these. You're going to be able to release 200 in equity from each one. Then you're going to be able to go shopping and buy 5 more properties. That gets you to 10 properties. So that's just time. Time will do that for you. But you can shorten time. So let me show you an example of my daughter Georgia, who's 23. We've made videos on this channel. So if you're interested in this, go back and watch the original videos early on in the channel. We bought a house in Doncaster for Georgia for 60 grand from auction. Maybe you've watched that video. It's on the channel where I bought this, right? It's an hour-long video, so check that out. So we bought a house for 60k. We spent 15k doing it up. That included stamp duty. That included solicitors, the labour. This is a whole house refurb. This included replastering, new kitchen, new bathroom, carpets, decorating. I did a little bit of it. The builder up there did most of it for 6 grand fixed fee, right? And so 15k to do it all up. I was 75 grand into that deal, right? 75 grand into that deal. What I then did was I remortgaged the so purchase, renovation, and total spend, right? I then got it remortgaged. So I got a mortgage broker, a mortgage lender around. They valued it at 100 grand on the nose. That is rare that that happens. And all the numbers stack up like this. Other deals don't. Sometimes you might get it valued at 95 grand. Sometimes you might get it valued at more, 110 grand sometimes. That could happen as well. Might get it valued at 89 grand. Could be a weird number, so you don't get all your money out. This time, I got all of my money out pretty much. There was fees and solicitors' fees and stuff like that, so it wasn't quite all of it. But I got 75 grand, give or take a few grand for fees, back. This was cash purchase, this was cash to do it up. That meant that I had no money left in that property, and then I could go shopping again and I could buy more properties. So this is a strategy, this one down here, called buy, refurbish, refinance, and then we rent that for 675. Rent. Buy, refurbish, refinance, rent. That is how you grow a property portfolio. You take assets, you increase the value of the assets over time. That will happen just by doing nothing. Or if you want to speed it up, you improve the property. You find ugly properties at auctions, off market. Up north, there are tons of them. There are streets and streets and streets of properties that need renovation. It's all about knowing your numbers, knowing what it would be worth done up, making sure you can do the property up at a good price. If you have building skills, if you're a decorator, you can muck in. This is going to help you considerably. And I'm doing this on this channel. So I don't know what day it will have been. It will either be yesterday's video or it's tomorrow's video. I've just bought a property in Dorking for 120 grand. I've done a tour around that so you can see exactly how this works. So do subscribe if you didn't already, and you'll see, and I'll take you on the journey along that. Maybe it'll work this time, maybe it won't, but it will be close, right? I know that for a fact. I've got the labour down for 2 grand on that, and I know that I can get some money back out of that property. It just depends on the value. And if it doesn't get done and I don't pull all my money out on that new deal, I'll get some of it, so I won't have had to leave a 25% deposit in there, and I will have made that property worth more value, giving me more equity. So that's a reason to subscribe if there ever was one. Any questions or comments or observations below? Yes, we haven't included stamp duty. We haven't included legals. We've used round numbers just so it's easy to understand. Do subscribe. Do check out all the other content even on my channel, including this video right here.